Hi there, welcome back. We're gonna do the Gishki deck now. Now this deck, the way I built it, has a legitimate, a legal stacking ability. And I'll show you why. First off, Steel Gishki. He's a really great Xyz monster. Well, not Xyz, synchro monster. Sorry, what am I thinking? Ritual monster. Good God. And he's really good for his offensive ability. Like his attack power is good. I don't usually use his effect because I usually don't need it, but you know what I mean. He's pretty good, so I just started using him. Make sure to run 3 Aqua Mirrors. Don't run any other Gishki ritual spell unless you really want to. But I prefer Aqua Mirror just because it's more useful and it's less of a cost. Natalia is actually an optional card. Feel free to run it if you want, because you can bring back Augusto from, well, not Gishki Natalia, not Augusto Natalia. Blah. You pretty much can return a Gishki monster in your graveyard to the top of your deck at the when it's summoned, and you can keep using it as long as you keep normal summoning or flip summoning it, or flip face up. Sorry. Another card to run, Gishki Marker. This allows you to recycle your ritual spells or ritual monsters. So that's just running it. Run as many as you want. Go right ahead. Vision. I run at least two visions. Allows you to get a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Really useful, and as a bonus, it counts as a whole ritual summon for that ritual monster. So really good card. So run it. Makes the deck run a lot smoother. Advance. That's a great card. Once per turn, you can choose one Gishki monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck. So I suggest running it. It's worth running. So keep that in mind. Ariel also allows you to search for a Gishki monster, but it adds it to your hand instead. And it's a flip effect, so it can be used on either turn, so feel free to run 3 of those, which I do. Eyes Bond. Running Eyes Bond is really useful for this deck, because if you have a low attacking water monster on your side of the field, and since Gishkis are all water monsters, it's really handy. Every time your opponent normal or special summons a monster, including face downs, is change defense position. So pretty much blocks your opponent's monsters from 1 turn, depending on how many monsters they summon. What's next? Skip the brain control. Everyone knows that one, and it's banned too. So, Shadow does the same thing as Vision. Only difference is it goes for the I believe it's a spell card. Yeah, it too also counts as an entire tribute. So even if it's in your hand, nothing else to say. Gust Kraken. This card is on the ban list and it's limited, but yeah, this is a mandatory effect, so you cannot pass the effect. You have to activate it unless you miss it. So, yeah, keep wary of that, especially since a lot of people run like Bondless, Mirror Force, and Prison and stuff. There's a lot of cards that'll run to counter anything. Painful Return. Good card. Makes it so your opponent has to select a card in your graveyard and return to your hand, and during the end phase. So actually, no, it's monsters. Sorry, but yeah, it's really useful with monsters. Now Amelia is quite handy, just because it negates all traps on the field until the end phase. But you need another Gishki to actually activate the effect, so it's pretty tricky to use. So proceed with caution. I warn you. Now Salvage. Since a lot of Gishkis are at least level that are 1500 or less attack, it actually works pretty well. You can recycle your Gishkis, especially your Diviners, which are pretty good. Speaking of Diviners, here's one. Now this Diviner is a decent card. By looking at by declaring a card name in your deck, if you guess that card right and it's at the top of your deck, you get to add it to your hand. Another trick with that, Spellbook Organization. You need to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you get to rearrange them in any order. Say I put if I put like Gishki Aquamirror to the top of my deck, and I use Gishki Diviner's effect and declare Gishki Aquamirror, I instantly add that card to my hand. Now, since I run 3 Diviners, if I have like 3 Diviners on the field and used Spellbook, I can guess 3 times, and I can get all 3 of those cards to my hand if I get them right. So keep that in mind, because it comes really handy. So hopefully you will find that too. Goes in match. Pretty much just makes it only one attribute can be used on either side of the field. So since Gishkis are all water, I can only use water monsters. And if you're using a Gishki deck, you can only use water monsters. That's if you choose them. And if your opponent has more than one attribute on the field, they must send all attributes to the grave until they have only one attribute. No questions asked. Meditation, really good. It allows you to reveal 1 ritual spell card in your hand, target 2 Gishki monsters in the graveyard, and you get to return them. And they go back to your hand. So you can bring ritual monsters back to your hand and maybe a shadow or a vision. And then you can ritual summon again. Let's see what else we got. Mollusk is good. And then you can use Mollusk with Diviner as well. It works the same way. I'm not going to question that. There's my second Diviner, sorry. Chain, really great card. Use Chain's effect with Diviner as well. Still works. And he pretty much brings either a ritual monster or ritual spell to your hand. If you find one on the top of your deck. Soul Ogre, I just use him for muscle. I'm not even going to bother with him, because a lot of people know what Soul Ogre does. Now, Mind August is the one you got to watch for. Because if it gets summoned successfully, you get to shuffle up to 5 cards in either player's graveyard back to the deck. I usually do it with my graveyard because it makes it a lot easier for me to get my cards back. So I suggest you run at least 2 of them, or how many you want. And yeah, just go right ahead. I do have an extra deck though, but it's just a Gishki Marrowgeist. So don't worry about that. That's optional. I just run in there for muscle. Anyways, thanks for watching this part. Next time I'll do something else. Another duel another deck video. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Thank you for watching.